the Oakland County child killer. Unmasking, Michigan's most infamous unsolved case. In the mid-1970s, the tranquil communities of Oakland County, Michigan, were shattered by a series of chilling and brutal murders that would come to be known as the work of the Oakland County child killer. This horrifying saga began on February 15, 1976, when 12-year-old Mark Stebbins disappeared after leaving an American Legion Hall in Ferndale. 4 days later, his body was found in a snowbank, meticulously cleaned and dressed in the same clothes he was last seen in. He had been sexually assaulted and strangled. The calculated nature of the crime sent shockwaves through the community, but this was only the beginning. Months later, on December 22, 1976, 12-year-old Jill Robinson had an argument with her mother and decided to run away from home. The next day, her body was discovered along Interstate 75, shot in the face with a shotgun. Like Mark, her body was cleaned and redressed, showing the killer's disturbing attention to detail and care in presenting the victims. The third victim, 10-year-old Christine Mihalich, vanished on January 2, 1977, after going to a nearby 7-Eleven store. Her body was found 19 days later in a snowbank along Bruce Lane in Franklin Village. She had been suffocated, and like the others, her body was meticulously cleaned and redressed. The eerie pattern was becoming all too clear, and the community was gripped with fear. The final confirmed victim was 11-year-old Timothy King, who disappeared on March 16, 1977, after leaving a pharmacy in Birmingham. His body was found 6 days later in a ditch along Gill Road in Livonia. He had been sexually assaulted, suffocated, and, as with the previous victims, his body was washed and redressed. Timothy's abduction struck a particularly deep chord in the community, as his parents had made an emotional plea for his safe return, which was widely broadcasted. The Oakland County child killer's meticulous approach and the similarities in the crimes led investigators to believe they were dealing with a highly organized and methodical predator. Despite extensive efforts by law enforcement, including the formation of a task force, the killer remained elusive. The investigation faced numerous challenges, including jurisdictional issues and the sheer volume of leads and tips that poured in from a terrified public. Several suspects emerged over the years. One of the most prominent was Christopher Bush, a convicted child molester who lived in the area and had a history of sexual offenses against children. Despite circumstantial evidence linking him to the crimes, Bush was never charged, and he was found dead in his home in 1978 in what was ruled a suicide. The mystery deepened when no conclusive evidence was found to either implicate or exonerate him. Another suspect was Archibald Edward Sloan, whose car was found to contain hair fibers similar to those found on some of the victims. However, this lead also failed to provide a definitive connection to the murders. The case grew cold, but it never left the minds of the families and the community. In recent years, advances in DNA technology have provided a glimmer of hope. Law enforcement agencies have re-examined evidence with modern forensic techniques, leading to renewed interest in potential suspects and connections. The families of the victims continue to seek justice, hoping that one day the Oakland County child killer will be unmasked. The story of the Oakland County child killer is one of sorrow, frustration, and an enduring quest for answers. The killer's ability to evade capture, the meticulous nature of the crimes, and the profound impact on a community still haunt Michigan to this day. What drove this predator to commit such heinous acts? Will justice ever be served? If you're captivated by this chilling mystery and want to explore more unsolved cases and true crime stories, subscribe to A Real Crime Home. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and join us as we delve deeper into the world's darkest secrets.